What a wonderful time it is to be a sneakerhead. Well, unless you're US12 and live in Europe. I've said for a couple of years now that I think it's clear that Nike Europe doesn't want to sell US12. And now I have the definitive proof. Because this is the Air Jordan 5 Fire Red. These are made in all sizes, in large numbers. And at the drop second, they were not available in the US12. And normally I don't mind going up half a size, which is also a very, very rare size. But this time people say that these are very roomy. So I got curious about US12 to see how they are, because in length I am a US12. So US12 and a half works, US13 is just too long. So I got curious about US12 to see if they are roomy as people say, and in that case they might be the best fitting US12 for me ever. So people say go down half a size in these, and I had to go up half a size. So let's see how they are. And this video is going to be me talking a lot as usual. So if you want to see, smell nice. If you want to see just about the shoes, there are other videos for that. All right, they smell nice. So people also say that these are bricks now. I don't care at all. Or I'd care a little bit, but I'm gonna get to that. This is a retro OG. OG retro, whatever you want to call it. People say that we haven't seen these since 2013, which makes it 12 years, but that is not true, not to me. This is the first time we see these retroed as this. The shoes haven't looked like this for 35 years. So the Air Jordan 5 Fire Red is the fourth and last OG drop in 1990. After that they got retroed in 2006, so that's 16 years later. After that we got them in 2013, and I was going to buy them in 2013, but they were crap in every way, especially when it comes to the number 23, which actually made me dislike the number 23 on the side of the shoes for a long time. And after that, or the last couple of years, we have only seen 23 on the side on special drops and collabs. Yeah, like the off-white, etc. And the funny thing is that all the Air Jordan 5s that Michael Jordan played in had the 23 on the side. So I've been sort of waiting for a player exclusive retro. He didn't play in the grapes, but in the silver tongue and the black metallic, he had 23 on the side. But we haven't got those. So the shoes dropped to the people, didn't have the 23, and I actually do prefer them without the 23 because it looks more clean like that. But to be dropped as a player exclusive also, that would be nice. But this is true OG, and I sort of haven't cared about them before because I have focused on the first 3 OG drops in every Air Jordan 1 to 13. I don't have any 14s at all. And I just realized now that I regret not buying many retro OGs because I sort of don't like them, but I am a collector. I am a sneakerhead, and I only wear the shoes once, so I might as well buy them. So everybody loves these. Everybody say that they are as good as the grapes that got released this year. Yeah, and I really like these. I really like these. These are my favorite fives. So when Nike drops a really good retro, a OG retro OG in large numbers, available for everyone except if you have US12 in Europe, of course I'm going to get them to show Nike that I appreciate that. Because all this talk about being bricks and that Air Jordans are dead and nobody cares about Air Jordan 1s anymore, yada yada yada, that sort of makes me worried, because if Nike doesn't make enough money, they are still making money, but if they are not making enough money, they will cut down in numbers, first of all, and probably gonna cut down in the material once again and raise the prices. So yes, I could have waited for these to drop on sale, but why not? I haven't bought shoes in a while, and I have 3 more pairs coming home now. So they are nice. They are nice. Nothing special with the leather. Smell nice. And I'm mostly glad that they are true retro OG. True OG retro. So the leather doesn't feel premium, but it doesn't feel cheap either. It doesn't feel like pleather. So as everybody else has said, they're probably going to break in nice if you wear them. I'm going to wear them once. And it's a good looking shoe in general. I personally think that all Air Jordan 5 should have a reflective tongue, because to me that is the main thing with the Air Jordan 5, that they have a big reflective tongue. And I would like to think that the tongue was bigger before, but people say that these are really true OG retro. And I remember that the 23 on the 2013 pairs looked really bad, actually. Really bad. Here it looks good. And these are the true fire reds. The other pairs that I absolutely do like, mainly because of the silver tongue, they are wrongly called fire red. As you can see, that's minor red on them. It's the shark teeth that has some red, but minor red. So these we call silver tongue, and these with the more beautiful, very red sole are the fire reds. But I do prefer the silver tongue, the metallic reflective 3M tongue, whatever you want to call it. So these are in general nice retro OG, a nice shoe, a good looking shoe that Nike have made correct. So people that want to call them bricks and don't want to buy them because resellers, I don't know, you're just ungrateful. Nike have done this right. Earlier this year, Nike dropped the Air Jordan 1s, the Air Jordan 1 bread band, unbannable, that they claim looked like a OG pair, like a 1985 pair. And people hyped those. They were going to save Nike once again, yada yada yada. And those are nothing special at all. These are better. These are absolutely better. They are going to drop on sale but I support Nike for doing these right. I support Nike doing shoes right in general. The grapes are wonderful. So keep doing a good job, Nike. And I love being a sneakerhead. And to show that I love being a sneakerhead, I bought these sort of in the wrong size. But as said, I usually would prefer a US 12.5. I usually have to settle with a 12 because that's what's only available in Europe. But for a long time now, Nike Europe hasn't sold anything over size 11. Maybe 10.5, but I think 11. But this time, since people say that they are very roomy, you should go down half a size. And since my length is a US 12, I was really curious about trying on a US 12, but I live in Sweden. We don't have one single store that sells Air Jordan Retros. At least not in my city, the third biggest city in Sweden. But I'm unsure that even Stockholm has any stores now that sells Air Jordan Retros. I'm unsure. Well, Sneakers and Stuff are back. Yes, they are. All right, so forget it. But in my city, we have no stores that sell Air Jordan Retros. Not retailers anyway. We have 20 resellers maybe. So I couldn't try them on before buying, and yeah, Sneakers and Stuff had them in US 12, but I don't want to pay $11 shipping. So I got them from Nike. And some more complaints. Nike has stopped selling Air Jordan Retros in the Sneakers app. You now buy them in the standard Nike app. You can't buy them on the website, I think, only via the apps or the app, Android and Apple. And I find that also weird. It feels like Nike is using the sneaker app to hype things that nobody would buy otherwise. And the safe shoes that they know that people will buy, they drop in the standard Nike app. But I find that a bit weird. Also, I've noticed from time to time that they have stopped calling the Air Jordan Retros for retros. They only call them Air Jordan 12 and Air Jordan 4. And skipping the retro thing. But I don't want to complain. I have a long video as usual. And the funny thing is that when I look at the other videos, Nightwing is the best. But when I look at the other videos and people just complaining for 10, 12 minutes, I find that boring. And my videos are usually 20 minutes long. But let's put them on foot and see how a US 12.5 fit. Which is sort of weird because I have very few US 12.5. Like, let's say I have a couple of thousand shoes and maybe 5-10 pairs of them are US 12.5 because that is a very rare size. So once again, usually I would prefer US 12.5 if I could, but since people say that these are very roomy and you should go down half a size, the US 12 should feel like a wide US 12.5, I think. All right, so I've loosened the laces a bit, and I'm pretty sure that they will fit fine. Maybe that they will be, as said, I'm used with US 12 that are usually too tight. I have very few pairs of US 12.5. So yes, these are roomy as I would prefer it. And just slightly too long as they are because my length size is a US12, but I can't say anything about it being too roomy. So I don't complain about this at all. And in general, today, in modern times, I would say go true to size with all your Jordans. And me that have wide feet, that usually works. So yeah, feels good. They do smell a little bit extra than normal. Not that in a bad way, not at all. But I just think that Nike maybe put a smell in them because they see how we do like when they smell new. So maybe it's a fake smell. But yeah, nice shoes. I will wear them today. Thanks for watching my probably very long video. If you have any questions, ask me and I will do my best to answer them. Subscribe. Just an update after wearing them for a while now. No, they are not extra roomy. Still tight here for me. I've loosened the right one all the way I can, and yeah, it's standard. And but different between 12 and 12 and a half is just the length. So they are not wider between 12 and 12 and a half. So that is why I usually go with 12 anyway. And I would not call these extra roomy, not at all. So go with your true to size.